Namaskar. Hello and welcome to 𝗣𝗽𝗀𝘀𝘍 channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. We have the man that correctly predicted what will happen in Chhattisgarh. It's our own good friend JVC Sreeram, and he has joined us after a really tough day at times now, and he has joined us, and we're going to talk a little bit about what he felt was different about Chhattisgarh, and also we're going to take a deep dive into Telangana. There's a surprise there also. So let's welcome Sri JVC Sreeram. JVC, namaskaram and welcome to 𝗣𝗽𝗀𝘀𝘍 channel.
Namaskar, sir. It was not a tough time at all. It was a very enjoyable time. Although morning 4:30, I got up and still now I've not got a sleep. And probably I got 30 minutes for lunch and 15 minutes for breakfast. But anyway, it was a very enjoyable time, passionate time. I just finished everything by 10 o'clock and came back to my room. And then you called me and said, I can't say no to you, so I'll come here.
Thank you so much, JVC. I really
Yeah,
have touched. JVC,
and I'm going to Varanasi tomorrow afternoon or evening.
Yeah, I read
flight.
that tweet. All the best, bro.
So I'm going there. My opinion polls for 2024 will start, because if I'm just trying to get inspired from our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. When UP results were out, he went to Gujarat. So if he can do that, I think we all should do something more, as somebody who can work for the nation. So tomorrow I'm going to Varanasi and I'll start my opinion poll for 2024.
Absolutely, and safe trip, and Shiva is always with you and with us, and so let's get back to that Chhattisgarh, because see, you are one of the few, very few, handful as a matter of fact, who said, look, there is a surprise brewing in Chhattisgarh. And you said this even before you went there, and you said that I'm going to go there and I'll give you a little bit more idea. When you went there, you've actually done a few small, episodes that I also put on 𝗣𝗽𝗀𝘀𝘍, and somewhere something made you feel that there could be a surprise here. What was that?
So first was, we did a complete research of Chhattisgarh in the month of May, after the Karnataka elections were over. We wanted to see the historical pattern of how the Chhattisgarh voter behaves and all those stuff. And when we came to a conclusion, we said it would be a very difficult mountain to climb for BJP. So that's the conclusion which we kept at. I would have to confess, at every point of time, two people, very important people, Sree Kumar from, I think you should bring him into the 𝗣𝗽𝗀𝘀𝘍 once on Chhattisgarh, because he alerted me in September 15th. He told me that, Sreeram, you need to see this. There is something happening in Chhattisgarh and you need to watch this. I told him very clearly that, see, optimistic BJP supporters are one thing, but realistic BJP supporters are a different thing. But then I took it on the face value and started looking at it. When I started looking at it, the strategy of putting MPs, and more importantly, the kind of arrangements that they're getting into, like say, I think I've spoken about it before, but fear of repetition, I'll speak again. Lormi Arun Sao, Taktapur Dharamjit Singh. So these are the kind of things which are very clear that they had a strategy which probably Congress will never be able to understand. And that was something which was fascinating. And then come October, I get a call from Chandigarh, who's a guy who's into data analysis. I'm revealing everything to you. And he says that the gap between BJP and Congress is almost 17%. When he tells me 17%, I say, what the hell is happening here? He says 17% is because undecided around 5 to 6%. Then I said, okay, this is a state which requires micro management, micro investigation. And then I get another information that OP Mathur is going to be in charge of Chhattisgarh. Now, if you remember, OP Mathur was the Man Friday of Narendra Modi. When 2017 was slipping out of his hands, it was OP Mathur who went there and ensured that it didn't. So it was happening. So then I went to Chhattisgarh. I went to Chhattisgarh as a political student. I didn't go there as anything else, because I thought it was a fascinating election. because Iyer was a party which had lost 10% of its votes. Is there a way by means of which they can gain back 10% of votes? And how come Congress is going to win for the third time? When I went there, what I saw was extremely fascinating. And I've shared a lot of things with you, and then you can ask me questions.
Yeah. So now you went to rural areas of Chhattisgarh. You also went to the tribal belts, and how much do you think the fact that today a scheduled tribe person is the president of India weigh into all this, in your opinion?
So see, I have not got any clue about, because of �द्रौपदी Murmu, their voting. I didn't get a clue of that. But undercurrent is happening. See, because as far as scheduled tribes are concerned, I think they don't talk a lot of things openly to a surveyor. Although I think you had posted also a photograph of mine
Yes.
with the
Yes.
tribal women standing. So see, there is an extent. See, why the opinion polls or exit polls in Chhattisgarh fail is because they fail to understand that they have to connect with the people there. See, I'm not saying that I'm a master in connecting with people, but somehow or other, I got that kind of magic where I could connect with people. Because some of the tribals are saying that in 2013, we voted for Congress. In 2018, we voted for Congress, but we did not get any benefit. So 2023, they are going to vote differently. Now, this is something which none of the big pollsters got it. See, you need to understand that you got to drill deep the questions. And many of the pollsters don't drill deep the questions because they do a dipstick survey. When you do a dipstick survey, you ask them who is becoming the chief minister, who is forming the government, are you happy with the MLA, are you voting for your MLA, whom are you voting for? That's all. And the first question itself sets the narrative. Because when I asked the question, who is forming the government, 8 out of 10 people said 𝗣𝗽𝗍𝗍𝗏 𝗫𝗍𝗃 is forming the government. Then when I asked why, the answer was because most people think that he is going to form the government. So it was not their choice. It was somebody else's choice. So which means media was being used by 𝗣𝗽𝗍𝗍𝗏 𝗫𝗍𝗃 to feed an information into people, and this cannot happen. Mr. Iyer, you need to understand very clearly. Chhattisgarh election was actually rigged by 𝗣𝗽𝗍𝗍𝗏 𝗫𝗍𝗃 for the last till September. And what we found out was phenomenal. 50 lakh women were made to sign on the guarantee document that they will get 12,000 rupees per year. This is not a small number, 50 lakh women. And a woman in a household makes a lot of difference, number one. Number two, I'm going to make a very big statement here in 𝗑𝗏𝗏. Farmers are no more monolithic in nature. Farmers are no more monolithic in nature. Big farmers and small farmers, marginalized farmers, and not owning land, no land at all, but I'm a farmer, farm worker. There is a difference. 𝗣𝗽𝗍𝗍𝗏 𝗫𝗍𝗃's entire policy was about giving sops to land-owning big farmers, as a result of which he alienated a huge section of people. And this will happen in every other government because, see, if you are saying that, because who is going to lobby for you? Who is going to lobby for you is somebody who owns, say, family owns 50 acres, 100 acres. Now, that is what had happened with Chhattisgarh. Now, when I said this, even a couple of days back when I said this in Twitter, when in the X, I mentioned this. People ask me, what is this? I don't understand. You need to understand that not every farmer owns 100 acres of land. I might just own 1 acre of a land. I might not have any loan with the bank. The loan waiver means nothing to me. But when I see the farmer next to me who owns 50 acres of land driving down in Range Rover just because he got a loan waiver, now I'm not going to vote that to that party who has given that. Now, these are things which are not understood by the mainstream media. I'm sorry to say, because I've been in mainstream media for the last 14 hours today. But they don't understand. There is a vast gap between the reality and the perception. So, and what did Prime Minister Narendra Modi speak about? He spoke about marginalized farmers. He spoke about farmers who do not own land. He spoke about farmers who owned little bit of lands, say 1 acre, half an acre, few cents. Now, these are things which affect the people. Now, unfortunately, the media doesn't understand that. And if you go to only Raipur, Bilaspur, and Durg and come back and say, oh, BJP is winning 35 seats, Congress is winning 55 seats, I'm sorry. Because see, I think, I have a right to tell you, Mr. Iyer, but I was the first one to tell in Karnataka in your channel that Congress is winning 131 seats and BJP is winning 56 seats.
Yep.
I think you will remember that.
Yes.
But then I changed it. I changed it because I believed certain things were happening, and unfortunately, conspiracy was happening, which I'm not aware of. But in Chhattisgarh, there was no conspiracy. Party was in place. Sangathan was happening. RSS was in full force. No. And that's how it is. I think I'm extremely happy because I called Chhattisgarh right, because it's been it's I think it takes I think, for all the kicks I've taken from the people in YouTube for the last 7 months on Karnataka, I would say that this is my moment of triumph.
My dear man, that was not all you got right. You also got Kamareddy right. I'm going to show you something from our Telangana elections here. Just take a look at it. And talk to us a little bit about this man. Why is it so special?
So see,
basically, I got the spelling wrong. Sorry, it is Venkata Ramana. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
It's Venkata Ramana Reddy. No, you remember that, So, I think, I think P Gurus is the first channel where we showcased not the Lakeview residency, but the houses which were built on lakes, which was unlivable. Now, I've been maintaining it very well. Even day before yesterday, when I was live on Times Now, I keep, telling that the same thing. I kept telling them day before yesterday also. There is a bus which comes from 𝙥𝙤𝙐𝗆, which comes in the morning by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock from KCR's constituency and goes back in the evening by around 5 o'clock. Same way, there's a bus which comes from Kodangal, which is Revanth Reddy's constituency, and goes back. But people preferred a local bus. This is what they said. We want a local guy who has done everything for us. That is Venkata Ramana Reddy. Because he has worked for the people. He has built schools, hostels, hospitals, temples, and that is working in his favor. It has worked in his favor. It's not working. It's worked in his favor. See, the fact of the matter, Mr. Iyer, is his father was an MLA, and his family has an heritage of a building trust, which is not just now, not his father, his grandfather onwards. That trust has got 150 crores of funds, and he had used that funds judiciously in the last 3 years to fund the development of his constituency. And this is what happens. See, rich men who are noble should enter into politics.
Yes.
And
very true.
That is the story of Venkata Ramana.
Wonderful, sir, and more power to you, Venkata Ramana, brother. And now let us take a quick look at overall Telangana. We were discussing about the Congress wave also in one of our hangouts. Then I was expressing my doubt that they don't have a ground game. That means, despite having a strong ground game, if they came back, that means the anger against KCR was really, really high. In that case, how did the BJP miss it?
See, I think BJP does not have any organization in the southern Telangana and eastern Telangana. Let's be very honest about it. The presence of BJP was only in 35 constituencies. But the presence of...
telling very consistently, correct.
Yeah. The presence of Congress has been in all the 119 constituencies. You might say that they are not present. See, present means what? Present means you must be able to get some votes. 1,000 votes, 2,000 votes, 20,000 votes. BJP does not have any presence in 48 constituencies or 47 constituencies, I would say. But for Kallavurthy or Mahubunar, 46 constituencies. So, in fact, for the voters also, who's better equipped to beat BRS? A party which has a machinery in almost everywhere, scattered. Or a party which has a machinery only in 55 constituencies. So they chose Congress. Simple. As simple as that. It is a vote where every voter in the line stood to say, I have a message to give you, Mr. KCR, take it. Not even KCR, KTR.
Wow. That means that the son will be kept waiting for a long time.
I think, Mr. Iyer, I think I missed my phrase which I wanted to mention in Times Now today. I'll mention it in 𝗣𝗽𝗍𝙬. Probably it is destined to be in 𝗣𝗽𝗍𝙬.
Yes.
A friend of mine used to always say, in family business and in politics, sons can become sins.
Son can become sin. Super,
and
super.
That is
super.
what it has become.
Yeah. So let's wrap up Telangana. 8 seats for BJP. Did they perform up to expectations, above or below?
My expectations, they're fulfilled. I've set 7 to 12. So my prediction was, I think it was out in the open, 7 to 12, and they were got 8. I think I'm neither extremely excited nor happy or satisfied, but I think I'll be okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Well, viewers, JVC has spoken. Telangana BJP needs to do a lot of work on the ground, growing its organizations.
Mr. Iyer, I think I will come on one of the days. I think it is better to convey some messages through your channel.
Yes.
I'm sorry to say that. Okay. A lot of messages can be conveyed through your channel so that it reaches the right people at the right time.
Absolutely.
What should BJP do to, because I have my own formula of what BJP should do in Telangana.
You're on, my dear friend. We'll do that thing very, very soon.
But I'm going to Varanasi. I'm going to Varanasi tomorrow for 2024. Modi, the third time. That's the theme, Mr. Iyer. Yes. Modi is coming the third time.
Har Har Mahadev.
Har Har Mahadev. I'm going to Kashi Vishwanath Temple, Kal Bhairav Temple, and most importantly, I'm going to do the opinion poll with the most important people, most important psephologists in this country, who are the boatmen of this nation.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Sreeram. And please, viewers, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. I hope you got a unique perspective here today, because nobody does this thing. Everybody analyzes results. Some are right, some are wrong, and then they go away. But what you're hearing here from JVC Sreeram is what makes the voters' mind. That is the mind reading, if you will. So please help us by propagating this video, like this video, and share it widely, and also please subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much, JVC Sreeram. Namaskar.
Thank you.